Amiibos. They're generally considered child's toys.
Killing me! Get the fuck out of my room! I'm playing Amiibo!
But honestly, I think they're pretty cool. Past looking really clean, they're actually fun to fight against. They learn from the player and play in a similar style to them. But where the fun really begins is that you can buff them with spirits and watch them become sentient beings. RDK.
And it's gonna do like 40. Oh, no. What are you doing? You absolute fool!
In this video, that's not exactly what I want to talk about. I'm interested in learning how an amiibo learns, which I found is similar to chess AI, but that's for later. Perform this experiment by putting an amiibo against another amiibo from level 1. This would mean that hypothetically, the AI would learn from itself, and only from itself. So recently I picked up two amiibos, a Sonic and a Pichu, put them in matches of 10 stocks to clearly see the growth between games. As a side note, there must be a real player to save a replay, so I played Mewtwo and would teleport off the stage at the beginning of each match. At first, there was not much to say. Each hit was sparse and generally lucky timing, but the amiibos started to learn fast. After 20 stocks, each were at level 25, technically halfway trained, played shockingly well. They could recover, the Sonic was very adept at wall jumping, but otherwise a pretty typical AI. They could string together some hits, but would still walk into smash attacks and use unnecessary moves. The next 25 levels took a lot longer, but had the biggest gains. First off, both amiibos fought like level 9 CPUs, if not stronger. I then gave them spirits and had them fight each other, the two amiibos I trained previously, and of course me. Pichu had regen and electric attack buffed, Shadow the Hedgehog was primarily based around speed. My other amiibos were Mac and Pokemon Trainer. The results from this gave me 3 insights. First off, Sonic was created to be campy, unfun, and a little bitch. Sadly, it seems it's written into Sonic's code to be toxic. In the middle of a combo, my Sonic would taunt as if it was part of the combo. All he did was hit and run, and none of this from fighting a player. It's entirely self-taught. Not sure what to do with this monster. Secondly, the characters themselves didn't seem to have a huge effect on who would win or lose. The Sonic seemed to have a slight advantage over the Pichu, but it was clearly trumped by any level gap or spirits. Overall though, I think amiibos with less combos, or at least less complex ones, do better. Which brings me to the primary point of this video. How do amiibos learn and work? To begin, amiibos can only hold close to 8 kilobytes, which isn't a lot when you look at the data of a saved game. But I don't think they actually save the game, as 8 kilobytes is a lot of data when looking at just recording tables and numbers. If you look at a low-level chess AI, its only goal is to trade pieces with value. If a horse has more value than a rook, it makes the trade. If not, it won't make the trade. After seeing my amiibos learn and battle, I think they operate in a similar fashion. Let's take a look at my Little Mac, definitely my best amiibo when looking at battling players. I use up tilt a lot when facing him, which combos into itself, kind of. It seems like my Little Mac has learned this combo, because he often goes for multiple up tilts in a row, then sometimes to an up B, but he has learned it more like a chess AI. Up tilt has more value than any other move within the range. My Mac does not actually know it is a combo, he simply knows that up tilt is a good enough move to repeat, due to its high value for him. The move is given such a value because I use it when I face him, and it works when he uses it. This gives the impression he actually learned the combo, even though it's just the repetition of a move which a table is labeled as good. After every match, instead of saving the game, amiibos record which moves were used in simple numbers like a chess AI would, this being a much less data intensive process. This gives the illusion of learning combos and attacks when it is just the likely repetition of a move, as seen in Shadow the Hedgehog and Pichu. Each amiibo knows that every move exists as if it has a real controller, but after trial and error, they learn which moves to use most and which moves to use least. For example, Shadow neutral airs a lot, as the table of values tells him he should, but he won't only neutral air, as other moves still have values that are just not as high. When looking at complex combos, let's say an Icy Zero to Death or an Air Loop, amiibos are unable to repeat them because they cannot learn the order or the conditions to perform a set of moves like that. The closest an amiibo can get is completing the right moves, but in the wrong order. So does an amiibo actually learn? Of course, you can see it when training one yourself. But it doesn't learn the way a player would by any means. It learns by filling in a chart of values, telling it which moves to use when, giving it the impression that it actually learns like a player would. Anyways, this was a fun video to make, and the amiibos both turned out surprisingly strong with unpredictable play styles, so if you have 2 unused amiibos, I would highly suggest trying this out. Thanks for watching the video. Let me know what you think or if you'd like to see more of this type of video. Peace.